Hello and welcome to the F1 24 track guide and Hotlap series. This is a series where I show you guys how to go faster at each circuit, how to tackle the corners at all of the 24 circuits on the F1 2024 game. Today's Hotlap guide is around the Shanghai International Circuit, the second race straight after Albert Park and the second year since this circuit has returned to the Formula 1 calendar. We'll go for a nice slow guide and then the fast push lap will be at the very end. And so then, the return to Shanghai, second year of its return in 2025, and it did put on quite a good race as well. Heading into turn number 1 now, you can actually go very deep into turn 1. So turn in just after the 50-meter board. In qualifying, don't apply the brake until about here, but you don't want to apply too much. So if you just look at above my steering wheel, you want about that much brake pedal. That much brake pedal is exactly what you need. You can't go a little bit more than that, but other than that, you really don't need that much brake pedal. So from 8th gear, shift down to 2nd for turn 2. Apparently this is turn 2, as you begin to turn a little bit sharper. Come in from as wide as you can, so therefore you can make a late apex for 2 and open up turn 3. So turn in nicely for 3, early shift up to 3rd for better traction, and therefore you can get your foot down to the throttle a lot earlier. That little kink after 3 was turn 4, and then this little kink here is turn 5, and that is basically the first sector. Time can be found and lost in turn number 1. Braking point for turn number 6 is right here. Take a bit of that curb with you. Don't turn in until about here. You can make a somewhat late apex, so turn in somewhat sharp, hit your apex, down to 2nd, early shift up to 3rd for good, to get your foot down on the throttle and for better traction. Time can be found there when you do that. Now turn 7, fast turn 7. Turning point is about here, so gently turn in just before you get to the exit of the outside curbing. Now this whole section is flat, so what you want to do is gently make your way to the apex. Don't touch that curb too much because it unsettles the car. Now this is what I call the esports line, and for those that watched the esports drivers in Shanghai a few weeks back, they really opened up the corner very well. There's not much of a turning point for turn 8. You just got to try and pick your line as best as you can. 6th gear, shift down to 4th and then up to 5th as you gently accelerate. You don't want to be 100% throttle all the way around, so you're increasing your throttle percentage until you open up the corner. Braking point is just about where the concrete strip is, so you don't need, you're about 100% throttle for portion, but then you try braking very quickly. Turn in as late as you possibly can for turn number 9. So make as late an apex as possible. Get your throttle percentage on very quickly. You want to get to 100% throttle very quickly. So open up turn 10 as much as possible. Hit your apex. You'll be in 4th gear just before you hit the apex of turn 10, and then you're shifting through the gears. And that is sector 2 done. So when you look at each sector, it looks pretty basic. Not really too many mistakes that can make, but time can be found and lost in those 2 sectors alone. Braking point at the 100-meter board, or just before you get to the curbing. Hard on the brakes. Start coming off the brake pedal just after the 50-meter board. Now what you want to do here for 11, 12 and 13 is you really want to make the latest of apexes as possible. So turn in as late as you can for 11, so therefore you're opening up turn 12. You lose time initially when you brake early for 11, but the time you can find by making turn 12 wider will be very rewarding. So don't go all the way to the outside, just follow the normal racing line during the race, because therefore you'll look after your tyres. But in qualifying, you don't need your tyres. So when you come out of 12, start turning in and just keep holding that inside line as much as you can. If you hold that inside line, you're finding time, especially in qualifying. So you're shifting up through the gears. You'll be in 7th gear about now, and you'll be reaching 8th gear in qualifying as you open your DRS. So great passing opportunity. Along this straight, you can get it done on the straight if you ride up someone's gearbox, and therefore you don't have to worry about braking and making the overtake into turn 14. So you're braking well before the 100-meter board during the race, so therefore you're not as hard on the rear tyres. But in qualifying, you're right up to the 100-meter board, probably where this curbing begins. So just before the 100-meter board, very, very hard on the brakes. Now if you paid attention to the eSports drivers, if you watch some of their onboards, you'll see how sharp they're turning in. So about here, they're turning in very sharply just to get that initial turn in, and then they're hard on the steering wheel again. But if you're someone that really wants to look after your tyres, just a simple, nice, smooth turn in. Hit a bit of a late apex if you can, and about 3rd gear on exit, 2nd gear all the way around, and when you're about 75% throttle, hit 3rd gear just to get a bit more of a better exit. And then coming up to the last corner, turn number 16, your braking point is about the 50-meter board. Hard on the brakes initially, but you really want to come out of it very quickly. So what I mean by that is, so if you just look at where the revs are, you are hard on the throttle, but then you're quickly coming out. So you're hard on the brakes and then you're quickly coming out. So what I mean by that is, I'll do this properly. So you're 100% and then straight out, and then you quickly apply your throttle. So you don't want to be braking when you're about to hit the apex. You want to be off the throttle by the time you hit the apex, and then apply your throttle percentage very, very quickly. And then it's a simple straight run up to the line. Just hug the outside of the last corner, and that is your lap of the Shanghai International Circuit. Great to return here in 2024. Hoping it's going to deliver with another sprint weekend for 2025. So that is the guide of Shanghai. Here is the nice fast Hotlap. And that was your hot lap of the Shanghai International Circuit. If that really helped you guys wanting to get faster at this particular racetrack, then stay tuned for more F1 track guide and Hotlap videos. There's a playlist that you guys will be able to see where there will be other circuits on the F1 24 game where you guys will see where I can show you guys how to tackle the corners on other circuits and the different ways that you can go about into achieving your lap time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. Subscribe to my channel if you wanted to see plenty more F1, track guide, hot lap and career mode videos coming up. Until the next one, I'll see you guys next time.